Dick Spring defends his strategy against a strong attack from Fianna Fáil. Zero-tolerance policing, Glasgow style. We've a special report. And it's Eddie Irvine second, the Jordan team third in the Argentine Grand Prix. Good evening. The Taoiseach has rejected strong criticism by the Fianna Fáil leader Bertie Ahern, who accused the Labour Party of arrogance and hypocrisy. Mr Ahern had been responding to last night's keynote address by the Taoiseach to the Labour conference, in which Mr Spring said his party should go into opposition rather than form a coalition with Fianna Fáil or the Progressive Democrats. But Mr Spring defended his strategy today.
We need their voices to be heard loudly and clearly.
Dick Spring's rejection of coalition with Fianna Fáil was unequivocal. If the next election doesn't produce a conclusive result, he would recommend to Labour that the party go into opposition. His high-risk strategy brought a sharp response from Fianna Fáil, who described Labour as self-serving and hypocritical.
Whatever is the outcome of what the people decide, well then that's what the elected deputies will have to move on when the election is over. My view is that we must wait till the electorate decides. How can you? It's very arrogant of anybody to say that they're going to bully the electorate into making a decision before they cast their votes.
However, as Labour's conference drew to a close, Dick Spring said it was in the best interests of politics and his party that the electorate should have a clear choice. But was Labour not reneging on its national responsibilities?
The Labour Party has never reneged on its national responsibility. The situation is now that we want to maximise the number of Labour seats in Dáil Éireann, in the next Dáil, and we're going to do that on the basis of the work that we have done since the last election, and on the basis of the vision we're outlining in combination with Fine Gael and DL in this election.
But if a post-election conference were to reject your recommendation and decide that there should be negotiations with Fianna Fáil after an inconclusive election, wouldn't your leadership be on the line?
Well, I've certainly made it very clear that I would not be recommending that, and obviously I would have to judge that at the time. But I think the important thing at the moment is to concentrate on the choices that the electorate have. And the electorate, we have a very sophisticated electorate, and I think they will see very clearly that there is a choice. There's a choice between the outgoing government, which is, I believe, is working well on behalf of the people of this country, and an unstable alternative between Fianna Fáil and the PDs.
Well, would you continue to lead the party if the conference post-election rejected your recommendation?
Well, look, I'm working the strategy, I've outlined the strategy on the basis that we're going to win. And I think there's little point in speculation at this stage as to what happens afterwards.
Delegates left this conference buoyed up for the general election and happy with the campaign strategy for the re-election of the coalition. Some of them do have their doubts, however, about Dick Spring's decision to close the door on Fianna Fáil. But until the votes are counted, that issue will remain